What if I told you there's a place where mountains meet the sea, and cities feel like open-air museums from another time? Where every sunset ends with music, and every morning begins with the smell of warm bread from an old village bakery. This is Spain, a land of golden light, deep stories, and endless surprises waiting at every turn. You might think you know it already. Maybe you've heard about Paella Flamenco or the famous beaches. But the real Spain is much more than that, and it's often hidden in plain sight. In this video, we'll take you on a journey through the wonders of Spain, both the legendary places and the secret ones. We'll wander through ancient palaces and quiet fishing towns, hike cliff-top paths, and drift through sleepy olive groves. We'll taste the spirit of the south, feel the pulse of the north, and catch the glow of islands in the Atlantic. This is not a list of tourist spots. This is a love letter to a country that feels like magic. So get comfortable, take a deep breath, and let your mind travel. Because this is Spain. Before we start our journey, here are a few secrets that make Spain unlike anywhere else on Earth. Spain has more UNESCO World Heritage Sites than almost any other country, from prehistoric caves to entire historic cities. The Spanish language spoken around the world today started right here, in the green hills of Castile centuries ago. And yet Spain is a mosaic of languages, cultures, and traditions. In the north, you'll hear Basque, one of the oldest languages in Europe, with roots nobody can trace. In Catalonia, people speak Catalan, and in Galicia, they speak Galician, a cousin of Portuguese. Spain is home to one of the oldest restaurants in the world, still cooking roast suckling pig in wood-fired ovens since 1725. Here lunch often starts at 2 p.m. and dinner at 9 or 10, because life follows the sun, not the clock. And while Spain is known for its sunny beaches, it also hides green rainforests, snow-capped peaks, volcanic islands, and deserts that look like Mars. The deeper you go, the stranger and more beautiful it becomes. So now that you've seen a few secrets, it's time to start the adventure. And there's no better place to begin than Barcelona. Barcelona feels like a city drawn by an artist, with wild curves, mosaic walls, and rooftop chimneys shaped like sculptures. It sits between the sea and the hills, and it feels alive at every corner. Wander down the Ramblas, a tree-lined street filled with artists' flowers, music, and the scent of churros in the air. But the real soul of Barcelona is in its neighborhoods. In the Gothic quarter, narrow alleys twist past Roman walls and tiny tapas bars, where people still gather like they did centuries ago. In El Bon cafes spill out onto quiet squares, and you can lose hours watching the world go by. Up on Park Güell, the city unfolds beneath your feet. Waves of red roofs, blue sea and sky. Everywhere you go, Gaudí's wild designs dance across the city, in buildings shaped like waves and colors that never fade. Barcelona is not just a place, it's a feeling. A mix of freedom, beauty, and joy that stays with you long after you leave. Granada sits where the snowy Sierra Nevada mountains meet the edge of the desert, and it feels like a crossroad between worlds. At its center stands the Alhambra, a palace of dreams. Its walls are carved with poems, its fountains whisper stories, and every room feels like a painting made of light. But Granada isn't just history. It's life. Wander through the Albaicin, the old Arab quarter, and you'll get lost in whitewashed alleys with views of the Alhambra glowing in sunset. In the Sacromonte caves, flamenco dancers still stamp and sing into the night, fire and soul in every note. The streets are full of tapas bars, where every drink comes with a free dish, and conversations spill into the night air. The people of Granada move at their own pace and seem to live in a dream just under the surface. Even the air feels different, scented with orange blossom spice and the sound of fountains in the courtyards. This city has layers, Roman, Moorish, Christian, all woven into something uniquely Spanish. And once you've felt it, Granada never really leaves you. Seville is sunlight on orange trees and shadows dancing on old stone. It's a city that smells like jasmine and sounds like a guitar string echoing in a quiet square. Here, every building tells a story, from the Golden Tower by the river to the vast cathedral where Columbus rests. Climb the Giralda Tower and watch the rooftops stretch like a sea of clay and gold. The real Alcazar is a maze of patios and tiles, palaces within palaces, each more beautiful than the last. But Seville isn't just about monuments, it's about mood. Streets filled with laughter, bars where the tapas arrive before you order, and people who still live outside even in winter. In Triana, the old flamenco quarter tile workshops line the river, and every door hides a rhythm. Seville moves with grace, but it burns with energy. During Semana Santa, the Holy Week, the streets fill with processions, drums, and candlelight. And in spring during Feria, The whole city becomes a festival of color horses, dresses, and music. Seville doesn't just welcome you, it seduces you. Slowly, completely, and forever. Madrid is not just Spain's capital, it's its heartbeat. The streets pulse with movement, cafes spill out onto sunny squares, and life here never really stops, not even at night. Start in the Prado Museum, where walls glow with the genius of Velázquez and Goya, and centuries of Spanish art come to life in silence. Then, step outside into Retiro Park, a green paradise in the middle of the city where rowboats float on calm lakes and trees whisper in the wind. Gran Via hums like Broadway, lined with theaters' lights and rooftop views that feel made for dreams. But Madrid is also slow. In La Latina, you'll wander cobbled lanes and find tapas bars that still serve dishes the same way they did 50 years ago. Churros dipped in hot chocolate tortillas, sliced warm olives glistening with oil. Food here is simple, rich, and full of soul. At sunset, head to the Temple of Dibod, an actual Egyptian temple, and watch the sky turn pink behind its ancient stone. Madrid mixes grand with ordinary, bold with quiet, and everything feels full of life. You don't need a plan here, just walk. Because every corner, every shadow, every smile from a stranger tells its own story. Toledo rises like a crown above the Tagus River, stone towers and winding streets frozen in time. It's one of Spain's oldest cities, and when you enter its gates, it feels like stepping into a storybook. This is the city of three cultures, where Christians, Muslims, and Jews once lived side by side, and their legacy lives on in every building, every arc. Wander the narrow streets and you'll find synagogues covered in golden tiles, mosques turned into churches, and ancient doors that haven't moved in centuries. Every stone whispers something, if you walk slowly enough to listen. Inside the cathedral, sunlight breaks through stained glass, spilling color on marble floors that echo with centuries of footsteps. Sword makers still shape steel here by hand, and you'll see their workshops hidden behind heavy wooden doors. Toledo's views are unmatched. Stand on the Mirador del Valle, and the city rises above the river like a dream made of stone and sky. And when night falls, the city glows soft yellow, and you can almost hear the past breathe again. Toledo isn't a place to rush through, it's a place to feel. To remember, to quietly fall in love with something ancient. Santiago de Compostela is more than a destination, it's a feeling. For over 1,000 years, people have walked here, across mountains, valleys, and plains, following the Camino. Some come for faith, others for peace, but all are changed by the journey. The city welcomes you with open arms, stone streets polished by pilgrim steps, and a cathedral that rises like a promise fulfilled. Stand in the Plaza del Obradoiro and watch tears mix with joy as travelers touch the stone and fall silent. Inside the cathedral, the Botafumeiro swings through the air, a massive incense burner moving like a slow, sacred dance. Outside, musicians play, cafes hum, and the air feels full of something invisible yet strong. You don't have to walk the Camino to feel it. Just being here is enough. The journey of others becomes your own. Their stories sink into your heart, and the spirit of the place wraps around you. Santiago is not flashy. It's sacred. And whether or not you believe in miracles, this city might just give you one. A 1,000 kilometers from the mainland, the Canary Islands rise from the Atlantic like forgotten pieces of paradise. Each island is different. Each has its own soul. And together they feel like a secret world of endless summer. On Tenerife, the mighty Tide volcano touches the sky, and the clouds drift below your feet. On Lanzarote, the land is lava red and black, shaped by fire and wind, a place where vineyards grow from ash and silence. Gran Canaria offers everything: green forests, sand dunes, fishing villages, mountain peaks, all in one day's drive. In La Palma, stars burn brighter than anywhere else in Europe, and the night feels infinite. The beaches here aren't all golden. Some are black, made from ancient lava, and when the waves hit, they sound like thunder and whisper at the same time. People live close to nature, to the sea, the wind, the volcano. And yet, the islands are full of joy. Colorful houses, local markets, endless festivals, and food that tastes like sunshine. The Canary Islands aren't far, but they feel like another planet. Peaceful, playful, wild. Mallorca is the kind of island that gives you whatever you need. Want silence? Head to the mountains, where stone villages sit quietly among olive trees, and the only sound is wind brushing against ancient shutters. Want beaches? There are coves where turquoise water laps against white sand, and cliffs drop into the sea like broken marble. In Palma, the capital, history and style dance together. Gothic cathedrals next to designer shops, and tapas bars filled with laughter echoing into warm nights. The Serra de Tramontana Mountains roll across the island like a soft green spine, and old trains still run through lemon groves and sleepy towns. Artists have lived here, poets too, drawn by the light, the color, the gentle rhythm of island life. Local markets sell almonds, oranges, soft cheese, and salt pulled from the sea. And when the day ends, the sunsets in Mallorca are slow, golden, perfect. This island doesn't shout, it sings, softly. And the melody stays in your mind long after you've gone. Beyond the famous cities and beaches, Spain is full of hidden wonders waiting to be found. Like Albarracín, a pink village wrapped around a hill where time has stopped and silence speaks louder than words. Or Cudillero, a tiny fishing town in Asturias, where colorful houses climb up the cliff like steps to the clouds. In the south there's Sentinel de las Bodegas, where homes are built into solid rock, and the cliffs hang over the streets like a roof from another world. Near Zaragoza, the Bardenas reels looks like a desert from a movie. Wind-shaped cliffs and empty roads that seem to lead nowhere, but feel like everywhere. In the Pyrenees, old monasteries rest in quiet valleys, and hot springs bubble near forgotten stone bridges. Spain's beauty isn't just in the postcards. It's in the places nobody tells you about. The little towns, the quiet trails, the faces that smile just because you arrived. Sometimes, the best way to explore Spain is to get a little lost. You've walked through palaces and wandered across islands. You've heard the wind in the mountains and the music in the streets. You've tasted the salt of the sea and the spice of the land. Spain isn't just a country, it's a collection of feelings. Of light and shadow, of laughter and silence. And now, It's a part of you. Wherever you go, let Spain travel with you, in your memories, in your dreams. And maybe, one day, in your footsteps again.